Stop right where you are. Do not take another step. Do not blink. And whatever you do, do not allow your finger to slide up that screen. I mean it. Let everything you are about to do next completely fall away. Let the distractions that usually capture your focus fade into absolute silence. Because exactly 3 minutes ago, something monumental shifted in the atmosphere around you. A heavy, ancient seal that has been clamped tightly over your life for exactly 1,460 days has just fractured. That is 4 years of your life, if you are keeping count. 4 years of barely surviving. 4 years of watchfully holding your breath. 4 years of seeing everyone else around you cross their finish lines and step into their breakthroughs while you remained stuck in the shadows of the valley. But at 4:12 this morning, your guardian angel did something unprecedented. They invoked their once-per-lifetime divine override. Do you truly comprehend the gravity of what that means? The ministering spirits assigned to your life are bound by strict celestial protocols. They are not supposed to step onto the scene this directly. There is a divine order, a complex system of rules and spiritual legislation that governs how and when heaven can interfere in the affairs of earth. But 3 minutes ago, your angel stood before the administrator of your destiny file. They looked deeply into the records of what has been scheduled to hit your life within the next 24 hours, and they saw a catastrophic trap. They saw that if you miss this exact alignment, if you turn away from this frequency right now, a door that was meant to save you would lock shut for the next 7 years. And in that moment, your angel looked at the court of heaven and declared, "No, not on my watch." Out of the 14 million people who are active online at this very second, only 7 souls were chosen to be pulled into this exact room. Only 7 were assigned to hear this precise frequency today. 4 of them have already scrolled past your screen, their minds too heavy with the noise of the world to sense the pull of the Spirit. One of them paused for a brief moment, felt a sudden chill run down their spine, but clicked away to answer a trivial text message that could have easily waited until tomorrow. Another soul is reading these words right now in a quiet room in Chicago, or perhaps London, or some distant city that your eyes cannot see, but heaven knows intimately. And then, there is you. You are the 7th soul. You are the final person in the sequence. You are the one holding the line. If you close this window right now, the divine assignment immediately transfers away from your bloodline, and you will not see another structural opening like this for 7 long years. I need you to do something right now that requires absolute obedience. Type the numbers 777 in the comments box immediately. Do not hesitate. Do not wait until you reach the end of this sentence. Do it right now, because when those numbers leave your fingertips, you are not merely typing a message for an online platform. I do not care about your digital engagement. I do not need your social media interactions. Heaven is demanding your formal agreement. When you type those numbers, you are signing a spiritual contract that exists far beyond the realm of screens and algorithms. You are granting legal permission for the forces of light to step into your physical reality and undo what the darkness has built over the last 4 years. Do it this very second. Type 777 and then return your focus directly back to me. I need you to understand a harsh reality that no one in your regular life has had the courage to tell you. The reason your existence has felt like you are constantly running underwater is not because you are weak. The reason why every single step forward requires double the energy it should, and why every major breakthrough seems to remain exactly 1 week away, but never actually crosses your doorstep. That is not bad luck. That is not just a hard season of life. That is targeted spiritual warfare. For 1,460 days, there has been a highly customized, intelligence-driven assignment operating against your name. This is not a general, random attack from the enemy. This is a personalized black operation that has your specific signature on the front of the file. The forces that oppose your destiny have spent years studying your movements. They know the exact moments when your mind is most vulnerable to exhaustion. They know the precise hour you wake up in the middle of the night with your heart racing. They know what dark, repetitive thoughts play on a loop in your head at 3 o'clock in the morning when the rest of the world is fast asleep. They knew exactly which relationships to target first, so they could leave you feeling completely isolated. And they knew precisely how long to delay your financial dreams, so that you would eventually start doubting whether you ever heard my voice in the first place. I saw you 6 months ago. You were sitting completely alone in your car in that dimly lit parking lot, your hand frozen solid on the keys in the ignition. You couldn't bring yourself to step inside your own home yet. Not because you were physically tired, but because you desperately needed 5 more minutes to piece together the mask you wear for the world. You needed time to assemble the version of yourself that everyone else expects to see. The strong one, the independent one, the one who always has the answers. You had to hide the person who is actually inside that car. The person who is barely holding the threads of their life together. The person who smiles brightly at work while silently calculating which utility bill can be pushed to the following week without getting disconnected. I saw you, my child. I saw the silent scream inside your soul where no human being could hear it. I saw you 3 weeks ago, lying awake at 2:47 in the morning, staring into the cold blue light of your phone screen. Your fingers were trembling as you refreshed your mobile banking application over and over again, praying against logic that the numbers would somehow magically change if you just checked one more time. I saw you in that superficial conversation last Tuesday afternoon where you laughed out loud at a joke that wasn't even funny, simply because pretending to be happy was 1,000 times easier than explaining to someone why you were on the absolute verge of crying. I saw you type out that long text message 3 days ago, the one where you finally tried to ask for help, the one where you almost admitted to another human being that you cannot carry this massive weight by yourself anymore. But then, pride, or shame, or some painful combination of both made you freeze. Your thumb hit the backspace key until the truth vanished, and you typed, "Never mind, I'm good," instead. Did you truly believe your pain was invisible? Your tears have a literal number in the archives of eternity. Heaven has kept a perfect, uncorrupted count of every drop that has left your eyes. Your current total is 47,219 tears. Every single one of them has been meticulously collected by the ministering spirits, stored securely in vials of pure gold, and placed directly before my throne. Not one single drop fell to the earth unnoticed. Not a single midnight cry was wasted or forgotten. Every tear you wept in frustration over money you didn't have, every tear you shed in pure physical exhaustion, and every bitter tear that fell when you felt utterly abandoned by the very heaven you kept screaming out to. It has all been recorded as legal evidence. I want you to press the like button on your screen right now if these words are landing like a heavy weight in the center of your chest. This is your digital signal flare. By hitting that button, you are signaling to the atmospheric realms that you recognize this description because it is the exact blueprint of the hidden life you have been living. That single action is an altar of confirmation. It tells the cloud of witnesses that you are ready for the narrative to change. Let me take you behind the veil and show you exactly what has been occurring while you were just trying to survive. While you thought you were completely alone in your bedroom, there was a highly synchronized courtroom scene playing out in dimensions your physical eyes cannot pierce. Exactly 4 years ago, 12 entities of darkness were formally assigned to your legal case in the second heaven. 12. They held a highly strategic council concerning your bloodline. They split the responsibilities of your destruction into precise divisions. 3 of those entities were given exclusive authority over your financial pipeline. Their only job was to block the flow of money, delay your checks, manufacture sudden, unexpected emergencies, and ensure that the math at the end of the month never worked out, no matter how hard you labored or how much you sacrificed. 2 of them were assigned directly to your neurological patterns. Their assignment was to wake you up at exactly 2:47 a.m. every single night, flood your brain with worst-case scenarios, and make deep, restorative sleep an absolute impossibility. 3 of those entities were stationed around your closest relationships. They were ordered to inject constant misunderstandings, plant seeds of deep distrust, and make sure that you felt completely and utterly alone, even when you were standing in the middle of a crowded room full of people who claimed to love you. 2 of them were assigned to sit upon your prayer altar. Their job was to make every prayer you spoke feel like it was hitting a thick concrete wall and bouncing straight back into your face, leaving your faith feeling cold, dry, and mechanical. And the final two entities were designated as floaters, tasked with handling any sudden attempt at a breakthrough you tried to make. Every time you got close to a promotion, they caused a corporate shift. Every time hope started to rise in your spirit, they manufactured a family crisis to knock you straight back down into the dirt. They knew exactly what you carry inside your spirit. They have seen the original blueprint of your life that is filed in the records of heaven. They knew that if you ever fully woke up to the realization of who you actually are, their entire multi-generational operation inside your family tree would completely collapse. This attack was never about your ego. This was never about you being special in a superficial way. This was because you are an absolute danger to the kingdom of darkness. When you finally step into your true authority, entire ancestral strongholds crumble into dust, generational curses are permanently shattered, and territorial darkness is forced to pack its bags and relocate. That is why they hit you from every imaginable angle: money, health, relationships, dreams, and sleep. Especially your thoughts. That dark, destructive voice at 3 o'clock in the morning that sounds exactly like your own voice, telling you that you're a failure, that you'll never recover, and that everyone would be better off if you were gone. That is not your voice. That is an external broadcast. That is a spiritual infiltration designed to force you to commit sabotage exactly one day before your seasonal shift arrives. But listen to me closely. At exactly 4:12 this morning, in whatever geographic time zone your body is currently resting in, an absolute decree was handed down from the highest court of justice. The legal right that those 12 entities possess to operate against your destiny officially expired at midnight. The ancient contract they were enforcing, the spiritual claims they were pressing against your bloodline, and the ancestral authority they thought they held over your finances, it has all been completely revoked, canceled, and blotted out by the blood of the covenant. Michael the Archangel, the great prince who stands watch over the children of my people, the warrior who hurled Lucifer out of the heavens and has never lost a single battle in eternity, has just been dispatched with specific tactical orders concerning your physical life. He left the immediate presence of the throne room at dawn today, carrying papers sealed in blood. He is not coming down to earth to observe your situation. He is coming to execute absolute judgment on the forces that broke their legal boundaries. He is forcefully bringing back every resource that was blocked for the past 1,460 days. He is smashing open the doors that were sealed with iron locks. He is systematically breaking every chain that held your financial blessings hostage for the last 5 years, and he will not return to the heavens empty-handed. He will return with the complete surrender of your enemies. Right now, as these words enter your ears, a physical manifestation is beginning to take place within your body. You might feel a distinct, strange, tingling sensation in the palms of your hands or the tips of your fingers. That is not a standard issue of blood circulation. That is a direct cellular activation. Your spiritual frequency is being rapidly upgraded with breakthrough energy. Your chest might suddenly feel intensely warm, as if a fire is burning right behind your breastbone. That is not physical heartburn. That is my manifest presence moving through the architecture of your heart. Your eyes might begin to water unexpectedly. Those are not ordinary tears of sadness. Those are tears of structural recognition. Your spirit animal knows exactly what is happening in the unseen realm, even while your analytical mind is still struggling to catch up to the reality of the shift. The assignment against your life has officially ended. Comment the words, "I see it now," if the pieces of the puzzle are finally starting to come together for you. If you can clearly see the line between the hidden spiritual warfare I am describing and the physical hell you have had to endure for the past 4 years, make that statement public. This comment is an eviction notice. It is you declaring to every principality, power, and ruler of darkness that you have discovered their hidden operation, and you are officially canceling their license to work in your atmosphere. Let me tell you what has already started happening to the people who received this exact frequency right before you walked into this room. These are not fictitious stories engineered to make you feel good. These are documented, verified testimonies of real human beings whose physical dimensions transformed within hours of encountering this word. Consider Sarah from Phoenix. She was exactly 2 weeks away from being physically evicted from her home. 2 weeks. Her landlord had already filed the legal paperwork at the local courthouse. She had completely stopped answering her phone because every single call was a debt collector demanding money she literally did not possess. She typed the number 777 in the comments of this message with fingers that were violently shaking from chronic anxiety. Exactly 68 hours later, she received a random phone call from a corporate recruiter she had interviewed with 9 months prior. 9 months. The recruiter informed her that the candidate they originally hired had suddenly resigned without warning, and they wanted to offer her the position immediately. The starting salary was $73,000 a year, and her first paycheck included a relocation and signing bonus of $7,300. She packed her bags and moved into a safe, beautiful apartment 3 weeks later. Think about David from Chicago. He was 3 days away from filing for total bankruptcy. 3 days. He had stopped opening his physical mail months ago because every single envelope that arrived contained bad news, maxed out credit card statements, or final notices. His primary bank account was completely overdrawn, and his cell phone service had just been cut off. He typed 777 with a soul that had completely given up on hope. Exactly 71 hours later, his estranged uncle called him out of the blue. They had not spoken a single word to one another in over 15 years due to an old family feud. His uncle said, "David, I don't know what is happening, but I was in my quiet time this morning and God spoke your name so loudly it shook my spirit. He told me to help you immediately." That afternoon, his uncle wired exactly $77,000 directly into David's account. No strings attached, no legal repayment plan, no hidden contracts. Just pure, unadulterated obedience to a divine instruction. This is not a series of random, isolated incidents. This is a highly calculated spiritual pattern. When the legal assignment against your life is broken by the court of heaven, physical confirmations must start flooding into your reality to validate the verdict. Your only job over the next 7 days is to watch for them with extreme intensity. Here is your prophetic timeline for the next 168 hours. Within the next 72 hours, you will receive an unexpected communication from someone you have not heard from in several years. This is a person who suddenly dropped completely out of your regular orbit for reasons you never fully understood at the time. They are going to reach out to you via text message, email, or a sudden social media request. Pay attention to the content of their message, because they will reference something so specific from your past that only you and they could possibly remember. This is your very first physical signpost. It is heaven proving to you that the spiritual frequency you are locked into today is actively working to rearrange your physical world. Within the next 7 days, you are going to encounter a sudden financial surprise that involves the specific numbers 3, 7, or 11 in some distinct combination. This will not be a lottery win or a cheap gamble. It will be something highly strategic. An old tax refund you forgot you ever filed for, a corporate error that gets corrected in your favor, a debt that gets mysteriously reduced or completely forgiven by a financial institution, or a side opportunity that generates the exact amount of money you need to clear your immediate distress. When you look at the receipt or the bank notification and you see those exact digits staring back at you, a chill will run through your body. You will remember this exact moment, and you will know with absolute certainty that I told you this was coming. Within the next 96 hours, someone in your regular daily environment, a cashier at the store, a coworker you rarely speak to, or a neighbor down the street, is going to look you in the eyes and speak a sentence that directly echoes the exact language I am using with you right now. They will have absolutely no idea that they are acting as a prophetic mouthpiece for the divine. They will think they are just making casual conversation about the weather or their day. But your ears will catch the phrase. Your spirit will feel the echo. You will know that the angelic hosts are coordinating human speech just to confirm that you are being watched over. Within the next 5 nights, you are going to experience a dream that will feel entirely different from your usual nocturnal brain activity. This dream will be incredibly vivid, highly intense, and heavy with spiritual weight. In this dream, you will see a massive body of water. The water will not be murky, stormy, or dark. It will be crystal clear, pure, and flowing with immense power. You might find yourself standing directly in the middle of the current, or you might be handed an ancient, ornate key of brass to a door that was previously hidden in a wall. Do not dismiss this dream when you wake up in the morning. Do not chalk it up to random thoughts. Write it down immediately in a notebook. That dream is a highly secure data download containing your specific tactical instructions for the new season you are entering. You must share this video with exactly 3 people within the next 24 hours. Not 2 people, not 4 people. Exactly 3. This is an absolute requirement of spiritual geometry. There is a supernatural multiplication effect that occurs when human obedience meets a highly specific prophetic instruction. The 3 people you need to send this to are not random. As I speak these words, their faces and names are popping directly into your mind. The enemy is going to try to talk you out of doing this. He will whisper into your mind that it's weird, that it's too intense, or that those people will think you've lost your mind. Do not listen to the voice of hesitation. Send it to them immediately. The financial surprise that is currently sitting in the heavenly pipeline with your name on it cannot fully release its contents until you complete this physical step of obedience. Let me open your eyes to the reality of the landscape before you. There are 3 distinct spiritual doors manifesting in front of your life at this very moment. You cannot see them with your natural eyes, but they are completely solid in the realm of the Spirit. Behind door number 1 is the exact life you have been living for the past 4 years. The same endless loops of exhaustion, the same monthly financial panics, the same crushing patterns of almost reaching a breakthrough only to watch it evaporate into thin air at the last possible second. This door remains wide open if you close this window and do absolutely nothing with the instructions you have received today. Behind door number 2 is a life of partial breakthrough. Some things improve. A little bit of money comes in to clear your immediate debt. A small amount of temporary relief arrives in your emotions. But the general blueprint of the struggle remains intact. You just become a slightly more comfortable version of a slave to your circumstances. This door opens if you merely listen to this message but refuse to engage your faith. If you watch the content but refuse to follow the rules of the altar. But behind door number 3 is total, radical transformation. Absolute financial turnaround. Complete restoration of every relationship that was fractured by spiritual warfare. Divine health manifesting in your physical cells. A supernatural, heavy peace that makes absolutely no logical sense to the people around you flooding back into your chest. Doors that you stopped knocking on years ago because they were completely rusted shut will suddenly swing wide open on their own hinges. Favor that you stopped believing in because you were too hurt will activate in every room you walk into. This door only opens through active, aggressive participation with the frequency you are receiving right now. If you have not typed 777 in the comments yet, do it this very second. Hit that like button like your life depends on it. Share this link with the 3 people whose names are burning in your mind. Subscribe to this altar and turn on every single notification, because I am releasing daily activation frequencies that are specifically designed to build upon the foundation that was laid in your spirit today. Each message will contain the next layer of instructions needed to keep your breakthrough momentum from stalling out. Understand exactly what is going to happen over the next 48 hours. The kingdom of darkness is not going to sit back quietly and applaud while its 4-year operation inside your life is systematically dismantled by archangels. The enemy is going to launch an immediate, desperate counterattack. This is entirely predictable. It happens every single time a soul breaks free from a long-term assignment of limitation. In the next 2 days, you are going to experience unusual, highly specific opposition. An intense argument will erupt out of absolutely nowhere with someone you love over something completely petty. A sudden, unexpected expense will appear to scare you into thinking the math still doesn't work. Your phone or your computer will suffer a strange technical malfunction to cut off your access to this frequency. A heavy, dark cloud of sudden doubt or mental depression will try to land on your brain out of nowhere. Your only job when these things happen is to refuse to be surprised by them. Recognize it instantly for what it truly is. The pathetic, dying thrashing of a defeated enemy that has just lost its legal claim on your destiny. When the friction hits your life tomorrow, look up into the atmosphere and speak these exact words out loud. I recognize this counterattack. I reject this interference. The legal assignment against my destiny has been permanently terminated by the court of heaven, and I am walking in my radical breakthrough right now. Let me stretch out my hands over your life and release the raw authority of heaven into your circumstances. As you read these words, may your financial pipeline completely clear of every demonic blockage. May money that has been tied up in legal disputes, corporate delays, or spiritual vaults suddenly release into your hands. May every debt that has felt like a massive iron collar around your neck be supernaturally resolved, canceled, or liquidated. May jobs and business opportunities that you gave up on years ago because you felt unqualified suddenly seek you out. May corporate raises you didn't even ask for be approved over your file by supervisors who don't even know why they are favoring you. May your family dynamics be completely healed. May children who have been distant, cold, or rebellious suddenly feel a deep wave of love and turn back toward home with open, weeping hearts. May your physical body respond directly to the healing frequency of the Holy Spirit. May every chronic symptom of pain, inflammation, or exhaustion that has plagued your nervous system for the last 4 years dissolve out of your cells this very hour. May your mind find a rest so deep that anxiety completely loses its ability to trigger your heart rate. May the heavy spirit of depression pack its things and permanently evict itself from the architecture of your brain. Look closely at the 2 distinct futures that are waiting for you depending on what you choose to do in the next 60 seconds. In future picture number 1, 6 months from today, you are sitting in the exact same room, looking at another message just like this one, still desperately hoping that this time something will change. The exact same bills are spread out on your kitchen table. The exact same knot of financial panic is tightening in your stomach. The same generational curse is continuing its work inside your family tree. You will remember this day. You will remember my voice. But you will have to live with the knowledge that you chose to treat it as mere digital content instead of a divine commission. But in future picture number 2, 6 months from this very morning, you are sitting in a completely different location. You are looking out the window of a beautiful new home. Or perhaps you are standing in the same room, but the entire atmosphere of your life has become light, clean, and filled with abundance. The bills are paid in full. The bank accounts are overflowing. The anxiety is a distant memory that no longer has power over your mind. And when people look at the radical shift in your face and ask you what your secret was, you will tell them about the day you stopped scrolling. You will tell them about the morning you typed 777 and signed a contract with heaven. Which picture will you choose to build? The choice is not happening next week. The choice is happening right now. Type the words, "I choose breakthrough," in the comments box immediately. Make that declaration loud, public, and permanent. Let it be witnessed by the angels and recorded in the courts of eternity. The clock is ticking. Time is moving forward, but eternity is standing still, waiting for your final act of obedience. You came to this video one way, but you cannot leave the same. Something inside your spirit has been permanently awakened. You are the 7th soul. This is your final call. The doors are open. The angels have their assignments. Step through your breakthrough right now. Go.